The girl sat by the hospital window every day. Her bed was close to the wall, but she always asked the nurse to help her sit near the window. From there, she could see the world outside. It was the only place that made her feel less alone. The hospital room was quiet, too quiet. Machines made soft sounds. The walls were white and cold. Time moved slowly there. Sometimes it felt like time had stopped. The girl was young. Her body was weak, but her eyes were full of thoughts. She did not talk much. Talking made her tired, but watching did not. Outside the window, life was moving. She saw people walking on the street. Some were in a hurry, some were slow. Some were laughing, some looked tired. She wondered where they were going. She wondered what their lives were like. Every morning, the sun came through the window. It touched her face softly. She closed her eyes and felt its warmth. It made her feel alive, even for a short moment. There was a small park across the street. She could see a few trees and a bench. Sometimes children played there. She watched them run and shout. Their voices did not reach her room, but she could imagine their laughter. She smiled when she saw them. Her days were all the same. Nurses came and went. Doctors talked in low voices. Her parents visited when they could. They tried to smile, but their eyes were heavy with worry. When they left, the room felt empty again. The window never left her. One day, she noticed an old man in the park. He came every afternoon and sat on the same bench. He fed the birds slowly, with careful hands. The birds trusted him. They came close to him. She began to wait for him. Every day, she looked for the old man. When she saw him, her heart felt lighter. She liked to imagine his story. Maybe he was lonely. Maybe the birds were his friends. Sometimes he looked up. It felt like he was looking at her window, even though he could not see her clearly. She liked to believe that he knew she was there. On another day, she saw a woman walking a dog. The dog pulled the leash and jumped with joy. The woman laughed and tried to control it. The girl laughed too, quietly, inside her chest. Small moments like this made her days softer. At night, the streetlights turned on. The world outside changed color. Cars passed by like slow stars. She watched them until her eyes grew tired. She often thought about her life before the hospital. She remembered her school bag, her friends, the sound of her mother calling her name. She remembered running without pain. She remembered dreaming about the future. Now the future felt unclear. Some days were harder than others. Her body hurt. Her breath felt heavy. On those days, she stayed close to the window even more. It was her escape. One evening, it started to rain. Drops hit the window softly. The sky was gray. People ran with umbrellas. Some did not have any and got wet. The girl watched them and felt a strange comfort. The rain made everything slower. The old man did not come that day. The bench was empty. She felt a small sadness. She hoped he was safe and warm somewhere. The next day, he came back. She smiled when she saw him. He sat down, fed the birds, and looked calmer than ever. She felt relief, as if she had been waiting for a friend. Days turned into weeks. One morning, a nurse noticed her looking outside and asked, "What do you see?" The girl answered softly, "Life." The nurse smiled but said nothing. One afternoon, something different happened. A little boy came to the park with his mother. He was holding a red balloon. The balloon was bright and full of life. It moved with the wind. The boy let go of the string. The balloon went up into the sky. The boy cried. His mother tried to comfort him, but the balloon was already gone. The girl followed the balloon with her eyes as it rose higher and higher. For a moment, she forgot where she was. The balloon disappeared into the clouds. That night, she dreamed of flying. Her condition became worse after that week. The doctors stayed longer in her room. Her parents held her hands more tightly. Their smiles disappeared. Still, she asked to sit by the window. Even when she was very tired, she wanted to see the sky. One morning, the park was full of light. The trees moved gently in the wind. The old man was there again. He looked up and waved, very slowly. The girl lifted her hand with great effort and waved back. It was a small movement, but it meant everything to her. She felt seen. That day, she felt peaceful. Later, her parents came and sat beside her. They talked softly. She listened but kept her eyes on the window. The sun was setting. The sky was orange and pink. It was beautiful. She took a deep breath. She thought about all the things she had seen from that window: the people, the birds, the rain, the balloon, the old man. She realized something simple and powerful. Life was still there. Even when she could not touch it, she could see it, feel it, hold it in her heart. The room grew quiet again. Her breathing became slower. Outside, the lights turned on one by one. The world continued. And in that final moment, the girl by the hospital window was not afraid. She was full of calm. She had watched life, and life had watched her back.